Hi everybody, it's Honest John again. Last week, you all saw it on the news, this college student went nuts and started attacking people with a knife. 14 students were injured, but not a single person died. Last December in China, on the same day as the Sandy Hook massacre, a crazy guy with a knife broke into a school and tried to kill the children there. And every single one of them survived. Had these lunatics had assault weapons, the story would have been a lot different. See, there are these bumper stickers. Oh, guns don't kill people, people do. That's bumper sticker logic, and it's designed to appeal to stupid people. Now, I'll admit, a gun sitting in a lockbox is pretty much harmless. But you put one in the hands of a maniac, and it makes it a lot easier for him to become a killer. Just ask the 4-year-old who killed his mother last week. He wasn't trying to kill anybody, but he got a hold of a gun and became a killer without wanting to. I'll tell you what, let's put it to a test. I'll take a AR-15. You can have any other weapon you want, non-gun weapon. You can have a knife, a spear, nunchucks, a bow and arrow, anything you want. We'll stand about 25 feet apart and we'll try to kill each other. And I'll bet you that me and my AR-47 with a 30-round clip, I'll bet you we'll win every time. Now, recently Ted Nugent, a profoundly stupid man, which makes him the perfect spokesman for the NRA, said it isn't about the weapons, it's about our rights. No, it's about the weapons. And it's about the magazines. You know, I've heard from a lot of really stupid people who talk about, oh, well, people can reload so fast that limiting the size of clips wouldn't make any difference. Limiting the size of magazines wouldn't make any difference. Well, let me tell you something. A couple of kids escaped at Sandy Hook while the guy was reloading. If he'd have had 10-round magazines instead of 30-round magazines, well, maybe some more students would have escaped. But we do know that while he was reloading, a couple of students escaped. During the Tucson massacre, unarmed civilians stopped that man while he was reloading. The size of magazines makes a big difference. Lives will be saved if you limit the size of magazines. And that's worth more than any argument that the gun nuts can make. You know, people have lots of different reasons for buying guns. They do. And some of them are pretty good reasons. There are people who like to hunt. Now, I wouldn't particularly take any pleasure in the killing of animals, but if people want to hunt, they want to hunt. I don't have a problem with that. And they buy weapons appropriate for that. There are people who like to target shoot, and they spend a lot of money getting guns that are just right for target shoots and then making sure that they're perfectly attuned to that. There are people who are like gun collectors, and they spend a lot of money trying to find rare guns. And if I lived out in the country where I couldn't depend on the police, I'd have a few weapons around my house. Because when you're isolated like that, it's important to be able to defend yourself. Those are all good reasons for buying guns, but some people buy guns because they have feelings of inferiority, and they think that having a gun will make them feel a little better about themselves. It doesn't really work, but that's why they buy the gun, to feel like a big man. Then there are other people who are paranoid, and they buy guns because they're scared. Thing is, having a gun doesn't make you less paranoid. It just makes you a paranoid with a gun. Having a gun doesn't change who you are. It doesn't change your feelings about yourself or about the rest of the world. And it doesn't make you feel safer. But those are the people, the paranoid and the insecure, those are the ones who are driving the gun nuts. And so to them, the idea of limiting the guns that they could have, the idea of limiting the magazines, that's a direct assault on them. And those are the ones who are driving the debate on the pro-gun side. And eventually, well, already it's happening. People are saying enough. 92% of the people want reasonable gun legislation. They want background checks. See, now here's the thing. The only reason why you wouldn't want background checks is because you want to sell guns to criminals. That's the only reason. See, every gun starts out legal. But somewhere along the line, somebody sells a gun to somebody who shouldn't have it. And we should be able to know. We should be able to know where that gun started and who was the last legal person to have it. Because, see, there's two criminals involved in the sale of guns. It's not just one. Not just the criminal who buys it. But the guy who sells it to him is a criminal too. And it's about time that those people were held accountable. Thanks for listening.